Hi, my name is Dr. Douillard, and welcome to LifeSpa.com, where we prove ancient medical wisdom with modern science. And today I want to talk about multi-mineral, multivitamin supplements. Do we really need them? When you really think about it, we've never heard that the vitamins, that the soil is deficient in vitamins, that oranges don't have enough vitamin C. It turns out that the foods are not deficient in vitamins, but the soil is clearly deficient in minerals. So the question is, do we really need a multi-mineral, multivitamin supplement? Many years ago, I went to visit the first farm that created the first multivitamin, mineral, multi-nutrient supplement. It was a man named Carl Renberg. He grew alfalfa and vegetables back in the 1940s and concentrated all these vegetables into a vegetable concentrate pill. And it was the first multivitamin supplement. He was then bought out by Amway. Amway sold this product, part of why Amway became famous. And then the synthetic vitamin thing started coming in, and they started changing their crude concentrates to synthetic vitamins with 100 and 2,000 and 3,000 times the RDA that we really needed. And I was there consulting for Amway at that point in time back in the early 90s. And they asked me my opinion. And I said, what you have here, Carl Renberg's original idea, was brilliant, light years ahead of its time. And what I would suggest is to throw away all these synthetic vitamins and go back to the original formula, which I think they thought I was nuts to tell them that. But here we are after, many decades of multi-mineral, multi-supplement support. There's been a lot of science suggesting that maybe these are not good for you. Some say they are good for you. And what they found is that the soils are no question depleted in minerals. And farmers have to supplement their soils on a regular basis. Another reason why we should go organic, because a lot of times the amount of soil in one field is different, minerals in one field is different than another field. So the farmers, the consumers, don't really know how many minerals we're getting. And there's many instances of overshooting the mineral runway with this soil supplementation of minerals. And there's many instances of undershooting the runway, creating deficiencies. In fact, we know that there's deficiencies in the soils. It's a very, very real thing. 2/3 of the world's population are deficient in minerals. There's no question about that. The Copenhagen Consensus in 2008, which evaluated mineral deficiencies around the world, said that mineral deficiencies are one of the most serious health concerns for humankind. So this is a really big issue, getting the minerals. Most of us don't get the minerals we need. Even back in 1948, before we started using pesticides and all this other stuff, at least 99% of every American was deficient in at least one mineral. Remember, the goiter belts and the supplement of iodine and salt and things like that are very, very real. Deficiencies today that we have of iron, 32% of the population is deficient in iron, 17% deficient in zinc, 50% of the population deficient in magnesium, copper deficiencies, selenium deficiencies are very, very prevalent, 30 to 70% of the world's population deficient in iodine. These are real issues. So they did studies and they said, well, is iodine or all these vitamin mineral supplements really good for you? Because a lot of times we're giving 2,000% the RDA, we're overshooting the mineral runway, undershooting the mineral runway with our foods. No one really knew what to do. So they were wondering, if you over vitamin, guys, in individual, can that cause problems? And there were links to cancer in some studies. And then those studies were debunked. And today, after many, many studies, the consensus of whether you need a multi-mineral, multivitamin supplement is actually unknown. There are some studies that say yes and some studies that say no. And when I see that, and I see that a lot, what I always suggest is, let's go back to ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom said, get it from your food, get it from the soil. We know the soils are deficient. Organic foods have more minerals than conventional foods do. And the soils in organic farms are making a comeback in terms of their mineral density. So those are all good things. But still to this day, we still have mineral deficiencies that are real for most of the population. So I'm not a fan of multivitamin supplementation. I'm a fan of multi-mineral supplementation using highly absorbable, very low dose mineral support. We have a product called Essential Minerals, which has, the highest delivery system, absorption rates of minerals that are published. And, I recommend taking one a day or one every 2 or 3 days, depending on your diet, that kind of a thing. Making sure that you're not at risk for a mineral deficiency, because these minerals have to do with thousands upon thousands of enzymatic processes. They are very, very important for our health, and you do not want to be deficient in any mineral. With regard to vitamins, I'm a big fan of taking vitamin D in the winter. I'm a big fan of taking B12 if you're a vegan or you need support for your B12 issues. If you're really stressed out, take a B complex. If you're low and your immunity is low and it's winter, maybe take a little more vitamin C in the winter when those vitamin C foods are not available. It just makes sense to take the vitamins sort of as needed, preferably always getting them from your food, because there's no deficiencies of vitamins from your food. But your minerals, there's always going to be an issue there, and a little bit of mineral support can go a very, very long way. I've written a pretty comprehensive article very recently, and there's a video there as well where you can learn more about how to stave off mineral deficiencies and how to make sure that you're not in harm's way with excess multi-mineral, multivitamin supplementation. And that's really the key here. Is you take too much of anything isn't good. Too many minerals, too many vitamins. When you're taking multi-mineral vitamin supplements, there's that risk of overshooting the runway, and that can be harmful. And there's the risk of undershooting the runway, and that can be harmful. And that's what the studies seem to show. Some studies show that they're good, some studies show that they're bad, but all studies show that we are generally a little bit mineral deficient. So be on the safe side, take a tiny, tiny dose every couple of days, make sure you're out of harm's way. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. John Douillard.